This is probably the quirkiest strategy game I've ever played. To the Stars is a unique roguelite strategy game where you conquer the universe one constellation at a time. In this video, we'll be giving a full review of the game and ranking it from decaf to fully captivated. This is something we do regularly here at the Indie Brew, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for more indie game content. Without further ado, let's grind this game down and see how it brews. To the Stars is a strategy game, but it actually has a really quirky story. The game features 9 different factions. Each faction has its own character, with each having interesting personality conveyed through the snippets of dialogue you get in between each level. The lore in this game is next level, and you really get to uncover a rich, interesting, and hilarious world. You gradually unlock each faction, so you're given new stories pretty regularly in a way that feels relevant to the game. The story itself is packed full of stereotypes, over-the-top drama, and colourful personalities, and it's a really interesting match with the strategic gameplay. I wouldn't say the story necessarily drives or interacts with the gameplay in a way that affects the actual gameplay itself, but it's a really great partner for a strategy game and brings so much quirk to what can be at times a dull genre. So for story, I'm rating To the Stars as fully caffeinated. To the Stars combines some real-time strategy gameplay with roguelite elements and exploding planets. What more could you want? To take over the galaxy, you'll need to conquer different constellations, battling your way through each cluster of stars. Each battle will see you face off against other factions, and you'll need to take over all the monuments or wipe out all of your enemies by taking over all of the planets to win. Taking over planets is pretty simple. You take them over by sending your forces. Your forces are auto-generated by the planets you already have under your control at a rate that is determined by the planet's size and your faction's strength. Each planet has a starting number that you need to dwindle down, and the planet will officially become yours once the tide turns and your forces start occupying the planet instead. You can take over enemy planets and neutral planets, but the enemy ones will have a mind of their own and are able to fire forces right back at you. Your planets can also be attacked by enemy factions' planets, so you'll need to defend your growing colony too. There's different monuments in each level that each function slightly differently, and capturing all of them will win you the level. The planets each have different mass levels that allow them to produce forces for a certain amount of time before they explode. So while there's not a specific time limit in each level, you'll definitely need to make sure you don't run out of planet mass. Each constellation has a different number of star clusters to conquer and a shop area too, so you can buy yourself some much needed upgrades. As you progress, you can upgrade your faction's strength, speed, and special abilities, as well as some other useful upgrades like starting planet mass and ability recharge time. Each faction has different special abilities which have recharge times after use and can really give you a much needed advantage in the game by upping the power of your planet for a certain amount of time, sending forces back, having laser fields, all sorts of things. They are really cool. Battle your way through all the constellations to win control of the galaxy. At least for now. Winning each constellation grants you a special galaxy currency that you can use to unlock different factions. Each faction has their own constellation conquering journeys to go on, which really adds a ton of gameplay in there. The levels go pretty quick in this one, but you're not left wanting, with tons of levels to battle through. Overall, the gameplay is fast-paced, addictive, and packs a whole lot of really fun action into the game. So for gameplay, I'm rating To the Stars as fully caffeinated. To the Stars has a quirky design style that brings a lot of fun to the game. The graphic style is an edgy cartoon vibe with some really unique character designs. I particularly love the planet designs and think the animated facial expressions really brought a lot of action and personality into the gameplay. The effects are illustrated really well, and the vibrant color palette really brings the game to life. The sound design matches the vibe check perfectly, with the sound effects really elevating the overall design and giving it more of an impact. To the Stars is a game that is designed so well, with a lot of complex elements that all work together to convey the story and make the gameplay even better. So for design, I'm rating To the Stars as fully caffeinated. To the Stars takes a pretty original twist on a strategy game. The vibrant and quirky design style is a breath of fresh air in a genre we normally don't see too much character in. And the whole concept of the game is a great application of a space strategy game. The mechanics themselves are familiar, giving us some really great action-packed gameplay, but are done in an eccentric way. This is a game that stands out for all the right reasons. So for originality, I'm rating To the Stars as fully caffeinated. To the Stars is a game packed with strategy, action, and humour. The roguelite progression gives the game a ton of replayability, and the fast-paced nature of the levels make this a game you can easily get addicted to. We've ground the beans, we've carefully weighed and pressed the grinds, and brewed this game down. Now, it's time for a taste test. To the Stars is fully caffeinated. To the Stars is available on Steam now. You can find the link in the description below, and that's where we're going to wrap up this review video. If you're looking for more indie game recommendations, click here. And until next time, stay caffeinated.